Middag, Modern Merino en mense van die Noord-Kaap. En dankie Diederik dat jy my genooi het om weer my bakkies op jou skou te wys. Dis baie gaaf. It's an interesting scenario today as I'm also a speaker at the International Conference of Natural Fibers in Braga, Portugal, and will be delivering my presentation on wool during the afternoon today. So we fight for wool in different parts of the world today, but with a shared ambition to support the wool growers, the wool brokers, spinners, and all participants that turn our golden fleece into textiles. As you know from my history in South Africa, I'm passionate about spreading the message of the natural attributes of wool that make it durable, easy to care for, biodegradable, and sustainable. The latest IWTO market information report tells us that wool textiles now form a mere 1.2% of total textile use. I fear that if wool would fall under the 1% mark, it will have a chance of becoming insignificant in the wide world of textiles. I urge you again today, when you have a cold one in your one hand or a good red, and you contemplate your plans for the future, to please include wool indication in your discussions. If you should give your teenager 300 Rand today and take him or her to the mall, what would be the criteria they would use to choose a purchase? Do your children sleep under a wool duvet? Is there a program for youngsters to play with wool yarn, learn the origin of textiles at your local school, church bazaar, agricultural show? Does the local breeding committee have a person dedicated purely to education of youngsters? The clever economists tell us that Generation Z was born somewhere between 1995 and 2010 in a worldwide recession, surrounded by terrorism and social inequality. They believe this generation will use their collective buying power to demand sustainable solutions from business and governments for a world they believe is broken. With an estimate worth of $40 billion in spending power, they have the power to do so. Will they choose wool as a solution to the pollution of the oceans and the landfill overflowing with fast fashion? That is something we are responsible for, this generation, to make sure they can make informed decisions in the future. We will be discussing these issues in Braga this afternoon, and I urge you to consider your young flock with as much vigor and passion as you will be selecting the best ram for your future merino stud. I wish you all the best. Alles wat mooi is en tot ziens.